Checking the mic. We'll go live here in about 90 seconds. Hey, it's me, Scott, with Product Demo Lab. Kind of chilling out today on a Friday. I decided to hop on a live stream here and talk about pools and talk about some pool cleaning stuff, but I didn't put on the get up. Maybe if someone begs me enough in the comments, maybe I will. But yeah, maybe not. But I want to hop over here and talk about some different things and talk about primarily the robot pool cleaning vacuums that are out there on the market. It's a good time to buy them. You know, we're I would say late in the summer, but right now we're hitting the hottest times in the summer across the country. You know, we've been 100 degrees, crazy hot around, Texas and most of the country. So this is a good time to buy pool cleaning stuff because the prices have gone down. They intro them early in the in the summer and they're really high, and now they've kind of gone down. And so I'm seeing prices lower right now on the robot vacuums and stuff than I've seen early in the season. So good time to look at them. So we'll look at a bunch of different ones. I'll spend about an hour just kind of looking through some different videos that I've taken of the different ones. I would ask you this in every live stream is make sure you hit that follow button. I would appreciate that. I think we're approaching 5,000 followers on here. So I would love to hit that mark here soon. So make sure you follow, unmute, click the heart. I have to say click the heart because if I type in tap, it blocks it. Amazon thinks it's a bad word. And click the products and then comment. Let me know you're here and say hi and all that good stuff. So I do have all these products. Some of them were sent to me. Some of them I've bought myself and played around with. I've got about 30, I don't know, gosh. I've had up to about 40 to 45 different pool vacuums. I've gotten rid of some here recently, and I probably need to get rid of some more. And I have a fun time playing around with them and seeing if they work. Some of them are kind of like, you're like, ugh. And then some of them you're like, wow, that did really well. And so I try to be honest with them and say, hey, this one's great, this one's not, that kind of thing. And so the first one we're going to look at is the Aiper Scuba X1. This is a new model for Aiper that came out this year. And I've got to say, they upped the game with this one. Their highest end model before this had been their Seagull Pro and then the Scuba S1. This Scuba X1, and they have an X1 and there's X1 Pro and X1 Pro Max now. Whoa, man, it is a beast. I actually have it in my pool right now. It's way too much for my above ground pool, but I throw it in there anyway. This thing's like $500 off right now for one, so it's a really good deal on it. It does everything. Cleans for 3 hours. Anyway, I'll shut up and I'll let the video play.
Scuba X1. This is your solution to keeping your in-ground pool nice and sparkling clean. A couple things about this one. It's got these, what they call Caterpillar tank style tires. This allows you to go up and down all the different depth changes. It gets over like the drain in the bottom of your your pool floor, not a problem, and climbs the walls. Speaking of climbing walls and cleaning, it's got dual brushes. It's got 2 in the front, and then you'll see there's 2 in the back. So what that allows it to do is have constant contact with the pool floor, cleaning all the time. This thing is pulling through like 6,600 gallons per hour or something like that, and it is grabbing all of that debris, all of the algae too, because, check this out, this has a dual filter in it, big basket, and then down inside this filter, down in here, it has this removable algae filter that catches sand and dirt and algae, and you can take it out. If you've had a really bad storm, take that out, let the main basket pick up all the debris, charge it, which you can wirelessly charge this one on a cradle, and then put the basket in there, the algae basket, and then go to town with it. Okay, that's what I would personally recommend. Mode wise on this one, you've got 4 modes on the unit, and then you've got 1 hidden mode within the app. This will connect to your Wi-Fi, and when you connect it to that, you can actually go in and add a scheduled mode, which will have 3 cleaning sessions over a 5-day period. It skips every other day cleaning the floors. So the mode wise here, we've got this mode here, which is the auto mode. This will spend the first half of the 3-hour battery life cleaning the walls, and second half cleaning the floors. This mode is 100% 3 hours floors. This mode's 100% 3 hours cleaning walls. This mode is 100% 3 hours doing what's called wave line cleaning. What that means is it's going horizontally about 2 inches out of the water is its goal, and cleaning the water line horizontally across and getting rid of all that muck and slime and stuff that might be at the top of the pool water. Really cool thing to do, and we'll watch that here in a second. The other cool thing here is when I do turn this on, it automatically will select the last mode that I chose. So like right now, if I select floors and then I turn this off, watch when I turn it back on. We're back in floors. Most models you'll see out there, what they'll do is you just have to cycle through every time, which is a little bit of a pain. Say hello to Odie. He likes the pool. He may jump in during this video. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the wave line, and I'll show you how it goes. Now, the one thing with this pool that we had 7 inches of rain here recently, so the pool is completely full. So it's barely going to stick out of the water, but you will see kind of what it's attempting to do. So let's do this. Let's turn this on, and then we're going to go all the way over here to the wave line mode. And then this one's heavy. Just set it in the pool. You could like throw it in there if you wanted to. What'll happen here is this is going to sink down into the bottom of the pool, and it will clean at depth. It's not an issue with this one. Doesn't matter how deep your pool is. Cordless cleaning, no wires. Look at that. That's like a 20-foot long tube you have to use with Hayward, and it gets all tangled up and popped loose. That sometimes will just come loose. This is not going to do it. So let's let this sink down, and then we'll watch it go and start cleaning the wave line. Now, a couple things to take in mind is there are sensors all over the front of this, and what its sensors will do is it will, for one, figure out what kind of pool shape you have and start cleaning, based on that. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to notice obstacles like these steps over here, like these little ladder things. And so when it's cleaning, it's going to go, oh, sorry, I don't want to run into that, and it'll stop. So when it's doing the wave line, it's supposed to come out of the water about 2 inches. Again, I don't know that it's going to be able to do that because of this ledge and the water. And it's going to encounter these steps, and it can't clean those. It'll go down. So let's see what it does here.
So this is pretty cool here. So this thing has a couple of different modes on it. You can pin that little corgi there. Really had a lot of fun with watching this thing. It can clean the water line horizontally. It'll come out of the water about 2 inches, and then it'll go around for 60 seconds from right to left, and it'll clean the water line, and then it goes back down, and then it'll come back up, and continue to do that. If you put it in the water line mode, it'll do it for the full 3 hours. So, at a pool like this, it's going to go around multiple times. Like, it would just keep going around and around and around. So you could let it do it for the full 3 hours, or you could pull it out and change it if you wanted to. So you've got the water line mode, and then you also have wall mode and floor mode on it. And you can do half and half, or you can do just walls or just floors. It did kind of come out of the wall a little bit as it got going there. So you choose whether you want to do walls only, floors only, or a combination of it. the cool thing with this one that I like, 3 hours of cleaning, 6,600 gallons per hour going through it. The twin motors on top of it are keeping it down low on the floor, pulling in tons of water. And it's got that algae filter built into it. That's why I put it in my pool today. Pool looks clean, but I know that the water's got a lot of stuff in it that I can't see. It's probably got little things in it. It's probably got some dirt in it. And that little microorganism filter is going to catch all that stuff that the screen sort of filter just simply can't catch. And that's what I want to get at. I want to get all that sort of stuff, as well as the leaves, the dead bugs, and all those things. And so I'm getting both of those with the filter and that basket that's in there. And then there's sensors all over this thing. There's like 40, I think, different sensors on this one. And those sensors are going to see obstacles that are in the way and make sure it doesn't run into anything, especially when it's doing that water line cleaning. There's 2 on the side, and it'll make sure it doesn't run into like your ladder or anything like that. And then the one in front, make sure it doesn't hit anything. That also will help adjust the route intelligently of how it cleans. And so if like you've got, a little alcove off to one side, it can actually see your pool and go, oh, I need to go over there in a minute, and I need to go vacuum that part of the pool. It actually can see that, which I think is pretty neat. And there's not many pool vacs out there that can do that. So if you got an in-ground pool, I think this is one worth investing in, especially $500 off. It's an investment. I get it, but you spent $50,000, $100,000 on a pool. It's not $1,000 to clean. It's not that big of a deal in the long run. So the X1 right now is my favorite vacuum that's on the market. I think it does clean the best. It cleans the longest. The suction power on it is the strongest. The sensors on it are fantastic. Now the Pro and the Pro Max do have more features. So the cool thing with the Pro model is it actually can adjust the, and I think I have the Pro. I don't know if I have the Pro in the carousel or not. I was looking at it earlier. I don't know if the Pro model, it has the ability to adjust the suction when it comes up onto debris. So if there's more debris in front of it, it'll go stronger. Otherwise, it'll just go around a little on the eco mode. So you actually get an hour more cleaning with it. It's got better mapping system on it. And if you have a platform like a sunbathing area, it has sensors on the bottom of it so it doesn't fall off the platform. So it does have a couple more features on the Pro model. The Pro Max model is a whole other animal in a lot of regards. It actually adds in a skimmer. So it actually can come up to the top of the water for 12 hours and do skimming. So it's like a 2-in-1 sort of thing. So check out the X1. I'm really impressed with it. And like you'll see here at the end of this video, when I pull this out, you'll see how dirty this filter actually got. Like that. Let that water drain out. And then we'll take the basket out here and I'll show you up close that. So the basket is accessed here, and that's all you got to pull out is this, okay? And so in here, we had the algae filter in there. Oh, we have got I think this must be like a dog's toy or something. Even suck that up. I did not even know that. And then inside here, check this out. Let's look close. There is lots of little debris, some kind of random stuff from the trees that have fallen in there. And then our algae filter, which just simply pops out like so, has changed colors. It's supposed to be white. And so what you'll have to do now, and look at all that debris in there, is I'll need to go clean this off. You can take this piece off and clean it. Let me show you what it should look like, okay? Here's the after, completely cleaned out, and look how much whiter that is. All right, so that's the X1. Let me show you now the Scuba S1. Now this is going to be last year's version of it. This is the Aiper Scuba S1 in-ground pool, cordless robotic
vacuum cleaner. No more
Got a
having
really
to
good
use
sales
hoses
price
and
on it right now.
all that stuff with some of your cleaners. Use the cordless method. So this has these bulldozer style tires on it. That's going to help it climb walls as well as go from the shallow end to the deep end. You've got your big brushes here in the front that are going to clean the floor and the walls, pushing all the debris into there. Your basket is here. That's where everything will be. You've got 4 different modes on this. You've got a smart mode, which is half the life on the wall, half the life on the floor. 2.5 hours of that, by the way. You have a mode that's 100% floors, 100% walls. You choose between those. And you have the eco mode. The eco mode is 45 minutes of cleaning every 48 hours over a 5-day period. So you get a little bit of cleaning 3 times during the week, maybe if you're gone for the week. We're going to put it in floor mode, all right? Hold that down. Comes on in the auto mode, smart mode. Then here we are on floor mode, and we are just going to toss that bad boy into the pool. It's going to sink its way down into there and kick on, push itself down, and then it will always clean in the direction of the roller brushes. So you'll probably see it come near me. And then it's going to do the wave path navigation. And what that is going to do is going to do what we would call an S pattern on the pool floor. Just going back and forth, overlapping a little bit, and constantly cleaning that pool. So we'll watch it take off here. All right, so here it goes. And it's going to find this wall over here. And then once it encounters it, it's going to stop and then turn itself around and go the other way. It may climb up your wall a little bit when you have a bowl shape style of pool like this pool. That's normal. It's not abrupt. There it goes. We'll turn around. Those bulldozer style tires make it real easy to do this. Again, it's going to do this for 2.5 hours if you have it in the floor only mode. Picking up anything that it comes in contact with, putting it inside that basket. Like I just saw it pick up some branches or whatever had fallen into the pool overnight. And it's just going to go back and forth. And this isn't a huge in-ground pool. It's the average size, I would say, that you've seen in a lot of backyards. I would estimate that this is going to go across the pool at least twice, maybe 3 times. Could be more. I don't even know. I'd have to sit here and stare at it for 2.5 hours. But you'll see real quick that within a few minutes, we'll make a few passes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse this for you, and you can hopefully see the sun is hitting pretty hard. We'll see if we can see it moving back and forth.
So this one will clean for 2.5 hours max, and you can choose to do floors only, walls only, or you can do a combo mode, which is half walls, half floors during that cycle.
So for the next 2.5 hours, it's going to do this. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And every time it encounters something that it can get inside it, it's going to get into. Some of those leaves are huge. They're these big old tree leaves. So I'm going to be really curious to see if it's able to get some of those. But we'll see. And what I'll do is I'll pull it out of the pool here, and we'll test it and see what we got in it and clean it out. All right, so the Scuba S1 is finished cleaning, and the pool looks great. I don't see any leaves in the bottom, and it's parked here on the sidewall. And that's what you do. You'll use your hook now, and you'll reach into the little front there and pull this up. And I would recommend when you do pull it up, you just set it here, let that water come out. It's got a quick release there that'll let the vast majority of it out for you. And then your basket's down inside here. And let me show you what we got. All right, so you can see there's a lot of stuff in there. It's got that big hole in the bottom. Watch when I open this. Look at this.
So a good amount. So this is the 2024 model of the Scuba S1. 2.5 hours cleaning, Cleans the walls, cleans the floors, meant for in-ground pools or above-ground pools. I've used it in my above-ground pool a ton, and it's always been like one of the best cleans. I'm always like, yeah, my pool's clean after I run it. The price on it's gone way, way down. This used to be like at $8.99 or something last year, but now it's how it always happens. They kind of push the models down when the new ones come out. And it's down to $4.98 right now, which is a steal on this one. And I do Apers live streams for them here on Amazon. And this is a really good price. Like, and I'm not just saying that because, I'm trying to get you to buy it, which I am trying to get you to buy them. But this is a really good price. Based on what I've seen, these used to be no lower than $5.99 ever on sale, even on Prime Day. Now they've pushed it down. And the reason they've pushed it down in price is because a new version of this one has come out. So there's a 2025 version here that has now come out. And it's a little bit more.
This is the 2025 upgraded version.
But it's not. It's only $70 more right now.
S1. What is
they've got it on sale too?
This one is it will clean for 3 hours, 3 instead of 2.5 like last year's model, and it's got a better cord. And check this out. In this, we have got
and this was brand new right
filter. You can take
I never
that
had
out,
used it.
And it's recommended if you've had storms and a lot of leaves to take the algae filter out, let it run without it first, pick up all the leaves, and then charge it and run it again. But we're going to run it in this in-ground pool here. I don't see a lot of stuff in there, but I know there's going to be some on the bottom. So there are 4 different cleaning modes on this one. So what you'll do.
All right, so just like the 2024 version of the S1, it's got the 4 modes. You can do a combo of walls and floors, half and half, but you get 3 hours on this one, so you get 30 more minutes. You can do floors only or walls only, and then you have the eco mode, which is a scheduled vacation sort of mode where it cleans on like a Monday, doesn't clean on Tuesday, cleans on Wednesday, doesn't clean on Thursday, cleans on Friday. So it's like an every other day thing for about 50 minutes. The other thing you get with the new model here is, and this is big, it connects to the Aper app. And what you'll get in the Aper app is over-the-air upgrades. And they released an upgrade in the middle of June. And what that upgrade gave it was the ability to change the path of how it cleans. And you get to choose it. Because what Aper's always done in most of the robot pool vacuums, the way they've always cleaned was kind of this S pattern around. So it would go, go up against the wall, stop, turn around, and go back to the way stop, turn around, and just kind of go back and forth, kind of like you mow your yard. A lot of people do, and it covers most of the pool. But when you get into pools like this that have like a bowl shape, it sometimes can miss a lot of spots. And so now you can choose between doing that standard S pattern or what they call adaptive path, where it'll just start going around differently for these bowl shapes. So you can choose between it. And there's also, I think now too, let me make sure before I say it, I think there's a cross pattern option. I think that's a new thing they added. Let me make sure. I thought I saw, maybe it's one of their other models. Maybe it's on the other model. So you get that over the air updates now with the app control. I think that's pretty important. So the big update, in my opinion, going from last year to this year, that filter, the extra 30 minutes of cleaning, and then you get the over the air updates with the app. $70 difference, but big. I think they're big. The filter alone is worth it to me, because now you're catching those microorganisms and all that really, really fine stuff that, haunts you as a pool owner. All that stuff is in there all the time and you're so annoyed with it. Now you can get it up so much easier with that filter in there. So let me do something. Let me fast forward here. You'll see it kind of go around, going back. This is where if I'd had the adaptive path, it would have done much, much better. That would have been a better thing for it. No free gift cards. I don't even get free gift cards. I wish I could. So let me show you the in here, and I'll show you how dirty
you just have to open
the
this
stain
top and pull
This
out
was
the
actually
basket.
somebody
Let me show you
else's
up
pool.
close of what's in here. All right,
I borrowed
so
this
I
pool.
can see looking in there, this filter is going to be really, really dirty. So remember, we have the algae filter in here. Oh my gosh.
Look how brown
It
that
is
turned.
brown. This was brand new, and look, there's dog hair all over it. So this piece comes out. So look at that. Oh my goodness. And that, it is so nasty. Now, what is great with this is I can take this off, and that makes it real easy to go rinse out. So look at the before, and now let's see the after. There's the after.
Boom. So, I mean, there's so much stuff in here. Like, I couldn't believe how dirty. Their pool looked clean. I mean, I couldn't tell it looked dirty. I wasn't like, I'm not going to get much in this demo, video. And so I went and threw it in there anyway, but I couldn't believe how much stuff actually came out of it. So between the S1s, I mean, the upgraded model is $70 more, but you can grab the last year's model, for a little bit less, which is pretty nice. So do take a look at that. Now, if you have an above ground pool, which is probably much more common, to be quite honest with you, I have an above ground pool, and that's why I think most people have. If they have pools, it's backyard little pools. You buy them on Amazon or Walmart or something like that. This is an easy way to clean it, and it's not very expensive. That's the wrong model there. We'll show you that one later, maybe.
This is the Aiper Seagull SE above ground pool robot vacuum. What we're going to do is
this is knocked down to 149 right now.
So we've got some leaves in the bottom. I can see a lot of dirt too. So turn this one on, hold it down. You hear it beep. And all you gotta do now is just put it in the pool. I do like to push it in, hold on to it, and let it sink. This helps it go a little quicker. And then there it goes. So it's gonna just start taking off, and it's gonna go back and forth across the pool, kind of zigzagging around, picking up the dirt. Look, you can see that dirt, it just went over. It just got. So it'll just go around the pool here for about 90 minutes, and then we'll pull it out later and take a look at it. All right, so the vacuum has finished its cycle. It's over here, it's parked against the wall. We're gonna pull it out with our hook. We'll open it up now. There's a little latch here on the front, and there's one on the back, and then you'll pull the sides, both sides here, just kind of a little bit, and it'll pop it off here. And then you've got your screen here, which is keeping all the debris in there. And let's see what we got. Oh yeah, so
look at that. This is what I like about this model.
Debris.
So you'll see in this sort of vacuum, which is only meant for above ground pools. In ground pools, you have depth changes, and you can't use this in a pool that has a depth change. It's not going to make it back up the incline. It just simply can't. It's just not enough force to do it. There's not many that are made like this that can. There's some that will say, like the Red Key model that's in the carousel says it can make it up like an 18-degree incline. I would question that. Like, okay, sure, but I think it would struggle. Anyway, those with those cavities there on the bottom instead of the basket sometimes do retain a lot of the sand and dirt that you get stuck in the bottom of your pool. So that is kind of cool. You don't see that with the basket style. That's why you have to have that filter like you saw on the S1. But so if you've got an above ground pool, the SE has been the Seagull SE has been a really good model. I like it more than the Scuba that I'll show you next, just because it's a little bit heavier, and I think it does better over my wrinkles that I have in the bottom of the pool floor. Really easy unit to use. Got the lights on top and the button on top to turn it off and on. So it's a little simpler, sort of way to function with it. But here's the thing I always tell everybody, like, if you got one of these, use it every day. And I've got a bunch of them, so I should have no excuse, right? Like, put it in the pool every day and let it pick up the leaves and the dirt and all that sort of stuff. Because if you're not, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. These things are meant to be running and picking stuff up. They're not meant to just sit on a shelf or sit in the garage or whatever. Make it where you don't have to go out there and do it. That's the whole the whole point of them. So run them every day. Let them pick up the leaves and the dirt and all that sort of stuff. It's on the bottom of your pool. This one right now is only $149, so it's a really good price on it. It's $30 off, no coupon needed. Last night when I was doing April stream, it was actually $10 more, so it's actually cheaper today than it was yesterday. So it's kind of funny. Now their other model, the SE model, is the Scuba model.
Hey, I'm here with.
Now and I'm going to mute that because there is an upgrade that's happened now. The new model, it's $129, so it's actually $20 less than the Seagull. They've upgraded this one now. The only difference is, I guess, the battery's a little bit bigger in it now, and it's going to run for 95 minutes. It's a little lighter weight than the Seagull model, and I think it's because the motor inside there is a little different. Like the other one's got like a dual motor sort of thing going. This is a single brushless motor. And so it's got similar suction and similar, because the other motor was meant more to push it around. This one, because it's lighter weight and closer to the pool floor, doesn't need as much oomph to move it around, if that makes sense. But again, designed for the smaller above ground pool. So like if you got to stay under about 850 square feet. So mine's a 24-foot round pool. I wouldn't go any bigger than that. If you're going bigger than that, it's just not going to be satisfied with it. It's not going to have enough time to get back and forth across your pool. It's going to run out of time, and you're going to be like, it's not cleaning my pool. Well, it just doesn't have enough time to do it. So that's why you want to stick to that pool size recommendation, because otherwise you're going to run into those troubles like that. But again, this is made to pick up debris, and when I say debris, I mean leaves, dead bugs, hair, little pieces of dirt, grass, stuff like that that's just falling into the pool. Birds drop stuff in your pool all the time. You just don't know it. The air blows stuff in there. Pieces of plastic sometimes are in your pool, especially if you've used a brush that's starting to deteriorate. This will pick that sort of stuff up. It's not meant to get algae. The only ones meant to get algae are the ones that have that microorganism filter built into it. If it doesn't have that filter built into it, it's not meant to get algae, okay? These are meant to get debris. All the cordless vacuums, that's what they're meant to do, unless they have the algae filter built into them. And you shouldn't put cotton balls and all. I see people all the time, like in Facebook groups, putting cotton balls and stuff in these. Don't do that. You're going to clog it up. Like, it's going to get in the way of the openings, and you're going to avoid the warranty when you do that. And you're going to weigh it down. That stuff's going to get weighed down big time. So this one runs, like I said, 95 minutes. And then you'll see here when it gets done, we had a bunch of little stuff in this one.
For a couple of seconds.
I think with some bugs.
Then let's just open it up right here. And we'll see what sort of stuff we might have. And like I said, the pool is not really that dirty. But, I do see some little stuff. So look at that. So here's some kind of bugs all in my pool yesterday, and look at those little bitty things. Caught every single one of these. So I'll need to rinse this out real quick.
So I didn't catch anything big because there wasn't anything in there, but it caught all those little bugs, and those little bugs like that are what will turn into algae and just yuck, in the bottom of your pool. So that's why you need something like this. So if you've got an above ground pool, I really like this unit. It's a good unit. I use it all the time. $129.99 is the current price on this one. Let me show you next. Let's look at the Surfer S2. This is a fun unit here. And let me
Aiper Surfer S2, top of the pool water skimmer. You can use this in an in-ground pool, which is probably the most common for this size, or an above-ground pool. I'm going to put it into a very dirty 24-foot above-ground pool. The wind is blowing like crazy, and there is just tons of stuff all in my pool. This is solar charged, so I can either use the solar aspect of it in the auto mode. It'll automatically just keep charging itself, or I can plug it in if I want to. So here's what we're going to turn this one on. And we turn it on here. see that come on. It will immediately come on when you're in auto mode, and the little things back here, the little motors, will start to move around and go, hey, am I in the water yet or anything? And then your basket that cleans, look at that. It is moving around up there, and that's going to push that debris into the basket. So let's just set this into our pool. And it's going to sense the water, and it has little sensors in it as well that will let it know when it's going to run into stuff. And this is going to go around and look, there's so much stuff. I don't know if you can see this or not. Like if we zoom in over here, look at all that. And so this is going to start going around getting that stuff, because I don't want that to sink to the bottom of the pool floor. Even though I do have robots to clean them, I don't want that to turn into algae. So look at this thing go. And with it being solar charged, I don't have to worry about this thing. I can just let it run and run and run. And then when it does get down below a certain battery life, it'll turn itself off and wait for it to charge back up. But look at it. Let's watch it scoop up. So look at this. It's just getting all of that. Look at the leaf. Bye-bye. This is perfect. Look at this. Steered itself from hitting the sidewall here, so it kind of turned itself a little bit. The wind may actually move it around a bit too, but it's got so much propulsion going on. Look how stuff is just going into it while it sits still. Look at that. It's not even moving right now, and there's still things just flying into it.
So there's just tons of stuff. So this thing's solar powered.
To the Aiper app, and then you'll be able to control it and do a lot of other things with it. But man, this thing could just sit right here, and it's just going to grab all this stuff. Look at this. This is insane. All right, so the Surfer S2 has been out here running in my pool now for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And if you remember when we started, it was completely covered, right? Just a little bit left, and it's almost gotten every bit of it. Look at this. And I'm gonna bet that that is full. So I'm gonna let it come over here to me, and then we'll pull it out of the pool. You could use your remote control with the Aiper app and bring it over to yourself if you wanted to, but let me grab it out of here. All right, so before I take it out, I am gonna go ahead and turn it off, just so it's not running while it's up here. And let's pull it out and let some of this water drain. Now, all I have to do to open this and get the debris out is to pull this. So just pull that out. And I can already tell there's tons in here. So let's look. Look at that. Oh my gosh.
I got so excited.
Finger length deep, full of this junk. That is insane. You even got the big leaves and stuff. So I need to clean that out. But you also want to check when you pull one out, make sure you don't have anything stuck in here. You can go and rinse all this stuff out as well. Yeah, let's go clean this out real quick. So this will be pretty simple for the most part. I mean, literally watch this. See if we can see it, all of it come out. Look, there's just
flat. So this is made to clean the top of your pool, grabbing all the leaves and bugs and other debris that's just kind of floating on top. Keeps it from falling to the bottom of the pool. That's the idea with this. And the cool thing is it's solar powered. And if you get a good enough amount of sunlight in a day, this will power itself 24/7. Like, just keeps running all day long. Like, I never have actually charged this thing. I don't even know where the cord is. I just let it run and let it, pick up all the stuff. And so put it in an above ground pool, put it in an in-ground pool. It's going to avoid obstacles. You can connect it to the app, put it on a schedule if you want, all that good stuff. Perfect way to kind of keep your pool clean, comboed with, a robot pool vacuum, and your life's going to be so much easier. So if you're looking for a skimmer, I really like this one here from Aiper. I like the size of it. I like how easy it is to pull out the basket. You can just carry the basket, and it's closed. Another skimmer, since we're looking at skimmers, let me skip over to the beta. So there's a beta model here, and I need to find the video. I was over at a friend's pool, and they had this one. If I can find it. I'm not sure where I plunk the video in here. Good Lord, where did I put the thing? I did not put it in any sort of order. There it is. So this is
this is a top of the water solar power. Check that out, solar panel. Pool skimmer. So you can use this on your in-ground or above-ground pool. It's got this solar
one's actually
panel
a little
here.
bit more
You open this up to get to your debris. It's got sensors, these little sensors. Those are going to sense when it goes up against walls, the ladder, that sort of stuff. Look at this little rubber wheel here. This is going to help it turn itself around when it hits the walls. You do have little motors here on the back, your off and on switch there on the back, and you do have these things here. You can pop these down to keep it from getting stuck on your stairs and things like that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn this on, and when we do turn it on, those little motors start to come on, and it's ready to get into the pool. So just put it in there, and then what you're gonna see is this is just gonna start going around. And it's not on any particular pattern. It will get moved around by people and wind and stuff. But what it's going to do is it's going to come over here, and that front piece, if we can see it maybe, is got like a bar in there, propeller, and it's catching all this stuff. See, look, there's a bunch of dog hair because this dog swims in here. See, like that little green light flash, it knew there was something over here. Said, nope, turn it around. Not going to bang against it. But if it happened to, those wheels would take care of it. So let's watch it kind of go around here. You should just leave this thing in your pool all the time. It's going to grab all the leaves, the dead bugs, dog hair, things of that nature that have gotten on the top of your pool floor, and then it keeps that stuff from falling to the bottom of the pool and becoming algae or requiring your robot vacs to grab a hold of it. It's even going in reverse, which I didn't realize it was going to do that right here. But let's just kind of watch it for a second, kind of move around, and then I want to pull it out after it's ran for a little while, and we'll see how much of the stuff it got. I don't see a lot, but here's the thing. A lot of stuff you don't see is the problem, and I do see over there a bunch of dog hair. And so that's what it looks like while it runs, and we'll come back here in a little bit and pull it out. All right, so we're gonna pull this out of the pool. You can just grab it and pull it out, let that water drain out, turn it off back here. That way it's not still running. And let's see the debris, all right? Open that, pop this whole panel up. Look at that. So there are just lots of dead bugs in here. You can also charge it here if you don't have it sunny enough, it's cloudy day or whatever. But look at all this stuff down in there. You could also, looks like you could put a chlorine puck down in there, and this basket simply lifts out, and then now let's go clean it. Rinse all that loose. Might be easier to turn it over.
So this one, is pretty interesting because it also is solar powered, but it does have that dual charging option just like the Aiper one does. It's salt and chlorine tolerant. It does have the shallow water safeguard on it. It's got an open basket sort of mode to it instead of like a basket that you have to open up. So as soon as you open up the top, it's just boom right there and you pull it out. So you don't have to slide anything out. This one's real popular. I mean, it shows, if you go look at the product page, like 3,000 of them bought in the last month. They're a very popular brand and very trusted sort of brand. So, if you got a lot of people with above ground pools love this one. It's been around forever. Smart auto clean, so it automatically is going to clean it. It's going to find stuff that's out there. It's UV resistant. It's got a huge basket in it. So if you're looking for a skimmer for your pool, this is a great one to look at and consider. Those little bumpers there, basically what those do is like if it did run into the sidewall, let's say, it would just kind of move itself around. That's kind of the idea with it there. So really interesting pool vac. Like I guess you'd call it a pull vac. It's a skimmer, but I was impressed with it, trying it out and using it. So yeah, take a look at that. Let's see. So we went from that. Let's see. Let me show you a vac that is not a robot. It's a handheld vac that maybe you got an in-ground pool and you want to clean the steps. Maybe you got a small above-ground pool and you want to do some spot cleaning. Maybe you got a hot tub.
All right, this is the Aiper Pilot X1 handheld cordless pool vacuum. This has a telescoping.
Oh, I just saw 2 people follow. It's not showing on my iPad that you follow, but I see Nurapali and Yurjit. Thanks for those follows.
Hole here that we can pull out, and we can make this thing 8.3 feet tall. I can keep pulling out, and that goes even further up. This one goes to there. So I've got a really long pole to help me reach down to the bottom of this pool floor. This also can clean at 2 different depths. You've got the option here, as long as you're this deep, it'll clean perfect.
Thank you, Bella.
Your in-ground pool steps, and then you have another option. You'll turn it on where it has to be submerged kind of around here, and it'll go. So you charge it here. You've got the nice swiveling head to help you get in things. So let me show you cleaning the steps here. So we're going to turn it on first on the lowest setting, just so you can kind of see that. So this is on the low setting right here, and I'm right inside there in this little short step. I'm able to quickly start vacuuming it, right? And then if I want to get to the next one, I can go down further, and I could change that mode to now where I'm submerged. But this is a round step, and hopefully the video is capturing this, but I can real quick clean these. Look at this, real simple. You go around, and get over here, because this stuff can get slimy. And things can fall on it, especially if you don't have a vac that can climb the steps. That's important to have this. And then if I need a little extra length, I don't have to bend over. Check that out. Just do it like this. Now I can get to that bottom step. Getting around completely curved area there, which is great. Real quick, like what is this, like 2 minutes? If that, I have touched every little square inch of these steps. Now, if I want to go down to the pool floor, let's say I see a spot that, a bunch of leaves have gotten in. Then all I got to do is just get down here and start cleaning it. It's that simple. With that long pole, I can reach out a pretty good distance, 8.3 feet. And this pool is pretty deep. And then when I'm done with it, I just pull it out. Let the water start to come out, turn it off. Let all that water drain out of it. And then to clean it out, all you have to do is pop this loose. There's going to be some water in there. Probably want to let that drain. But then you can pull out the cup, and this cup is where all your...
So this is a nice cordless hand vac that you can use, like I said, to clean the steps of your pool in ground. You can do spot cleaning with it. You can clean your above ground pool, clean a hot tub with it. It's right now got a good, got 2 coupons on it. I see 2. It's $2.90, listed at $2.99. And then I see a $70 coupon, and I see a 10% off. Let's see if we get both of them. If I hit both of them and I go to checkout, yeah, this is $1.99 right now. So right now you can grab this for $1.99. That is a sweet deal, and I'm going to take a screenshot of that because that is a great price. So let me do that. Yeah, so $1.99 right now. If you take advantage of both the coupons that are on the product page, that's the cheapest this has ever been. That is insane. That's even cheaper than used ones. That's pretty funny. So yeah, great price on this one right now. That is fantastic. So easy to use. I love how big it is. I love the long pole, and also you can clean at 2 different depths, which is really nice. So if you do have stairs, that makes it really easy to clean those. So definitely worth checking that one out. Use it with your robots if you want to, but even if you don't have robots, you can still clean your pool with this one. Let's see, we had some bundles in there that you could look at. Bundle Ruski. Like that one, you could buy the X1 and the Surfer S2. Oh, let me show you this one. This is a new one I just got in. I bought this one the other day. It's a brand called Redkey. I kept seeing it, so I wanted to try it out.
All right, I want to show you this little cordless robotic pool vacuum cleaner from Redkey. This is made for above ground pools like mine.
Oh, I don't know what you said, Ariella, but it got removed.
This is made to pick up
you look like a little kid.
Like leaves,
well, I'm 50 years old.
Hair, stuff like that, okay? And all you got to do to turn this one on is you'll push this button here. And then once you push that button, you want to get it down into the pool. And I like to hold on to it till I feel that motor kick in. That's just my own personal preference. That way I know, because it's round, I'm worried about it flipping over. But then it's going to take off. Like this little guy zips around really, really fast. So a lot of people will tell you not to run your filter while these are in the pool because it could make it deviate off its path. I like to leave them running because the things that it can't get inside the little filter that's in there, little screen, if it can't catch it and it goes through it and comes back out, my hope is it gets into the filter. So I leave my pump running. That way anything that stirs up that's on the bottom of the pool floor will just go into the water and gets caught into there. So what'll happen here is this is going to zigzag around the pool. It's going to encounter a wall and turn around the other way. If you do have like divots or wrinkles like I do, it's going to stop and turn around.
I see a way you can get 15% checkout. I may have already gotten it because I've already bought it.
Sometimes it will get caught over there.
So you might actually get it for a little bit cheaper.
Really quickly.
It says something about terms.
Just already everywhere it goes, it's going to pick stuff up. Now, I don't see a lot on my pool floor right now. I don't really see leaves or anything. Leaves aren't falling out this time of year. But I'll probably find bugs and other little things that I just simply can't see. So when it's finished, I'll pull it out and I'll show you how to clean it. The vacuum stops over here against the wall, and the pool looks nice and clean. So using one of my hooks that I have, you'll grab it, and usually you'll need both hands, one to pull it up, one to grab it. Then once you pull it up, if you'll just kind of set it on the side ledge and lean it towards the pool, that'll get all that water out of it. So let it drain out here for a couple of seconds, and then take it over to wherever you clean your pool out. All right, so now you'll unbuckle these 4 spots that it has and lift this top off. This top piece is always clean because clean water comes through there. And then whatever debris it sucked up that's bigger than these holes in the screen will be down inside here. So let's see what we got. Oh, yes. A lot more than I thought, actually. So you can see in here lots of little bitty things and a lot of bugs. So we must have had a lot of bugs yesterday that fell to the bottom when we were running this. So look at that. Little bitty bugs and a lot of little particles of stuff is all in there. So all you need to do is just simply dump this out and
so this one, what I find interesting with this one, for one, it runs for 130 minutes. So 2 hours and 10 minutes is a lot for an above ground pool specific vacuum. I don't know what you're saying no to, Ariel. So that's a lot. Most time it's 90 minutes, 95 minutes. So that's pretty good. It also claims, and I can't test this per se because I don't have an incline in my pool. It says you can have an 18-degree incline, so you could have a little bit of an incline, and it's supposed to be able to get up it. So maybe if you have a deep end, shallow end, it may go up it. I will say it will take off. Like it hits the water and it gets going. It was funny when I was making this video yesterday. I dropped it in there, and for some reason it just, because I waited too long to let go of it, it was like it took off, going straight up, and then it finally settled down. So it moves quick, which is good. And my pool's got a lot of wrinkles in the bottom of it because my ground is unsettled, and it moves around really well. And so says it can clean up to 1,100 square foot pool, which is bigger than the other above ground pool vacuums that I've shown you so far. So maybe it actually is better than some of the other ones, So that's kind of interesting in my opinion, if comparatively to them. So interesting model. Like I said, I've ran it 4 times so far, and I'm getting stuff up every time. Not a lot because our pool's actually clean right now. There's no leaves blowing off the trees. But yeah, pretty interesting unit. I like the look of it, the weight of it. You see it kind of fall down in there. It's got those little weights inside it that kind of help it sink down to the bottom, which I like. Let's see, a couple more minutes. Let me show you the Gosford pivots. Here we go. Pivot pool vacuum. We're ready to put this one in the pool. You're just going to push this button once, okay? That little blue light. This one's gone way down in price too. And then you're going to hold this into the water, okay? We're having audio there. So you can see all those bubbles. So now that motor's starting to suck. Tiny bubbles. All right, so see, it's climbing the wall there. Now this is not clean the water line. This is going to clean the wall itself. So this is going to run around the pool. We'll go up the walls, clean those walls for about 100 minutes. And then it will self-park itself when it's finished. So the pivot is over here close to a wall. We'll use our little hook. You can kind of try to get it in that way. It's usually easier to just grab it here on the back. You will need 2 hands probably, but I'll show you how to pull it. When you pull it up, once it starts to go, it comes up real simple, because it really doesn't weigh much because it's floating. But if I can catch it here, when I pull it out, that water drains out really fast right there. So just kind of hang it over the side of the pool. That'll get all that water out. Now let's open it up. All right, so remember, you tip this over onto its top. It's got little rubber pads, so it's not going to mess it up. Pop this, do that. This will pop open. And then your bag here is what you're going to be looking at, okay? So you'll pull this. And again, this is one of those things that usually needs 2 hands. But, all right, so look at that. You can get it in the sunlight there. You can see I've actually got a lot more nastiness than I thought I would get. I thought the pool was kind of clean. So this is an interesting vacuum. It will go up the wall at time, kind of in a randomness. It'll kind of go up and then it goes sideways, and it'll come down and go back against it, and then it'll go back the other way and clean the floor. It's cleaning the floor really well. The walls, I don't think it cleans the walls very well. I wouldn't depend on it to clean the wall, even though it does climb the walls. The floor, I think it cleans great. And that bag, the interesting thing with that bag is cloth. It's a real thick cloth. It catches a ton of stuff. Every time I've run it, it's like so filthy. So if you've got a lot of sand in your pool, a lot of dirt, it's going to catch all of that loose stuff. So it's I wouldn't call it necessarily an algae filter, but it's catching microparticles. So It's got really strong suction on it. I don't think they call, I was trying to see, you know, the thing only weighs 10 pounds, which is pretty nuts. They call it a large fine filter. But it always seems to catch all that little bitty stuff. Like it's always full of just real fine sand. Whenever I've pulled it out of any pool I've put it in, you're like, yo, like there's just a bunch of stuff on it every single time. So interesting pool vacuum. Gossamer is a sub brand of Aiper. So it's really inexpensive, $269.98. Use it in above ground or in ground pools. I think it would be fine. And it does a great job cleaning for what it is. Let's see, what else could we show you real quick? We've gone about an hour. I said it was gonna go about an hour. Do I have anything left on here? What? I had the Pilot on here twice, I guess. Oh, and that one's at $199. All right, well, there you go. The Pilot X1 is on there without needing, that's interesting. Why is that on there twice? I'm not sure what that model is. Very, very interesting. For some reason that one doesn't have as much on it. Strange. Trying to see if anything else I want to mention. Oh, this Pool Blaster leaf thing. I do like showing this one. This one's kind of cool. This is like the non-techie one. This is literally run with some AA batteries.
Pullback. It's battery operated. I've got it on an extension
Literally,
pole. I tried it
like
real quick.
just
and I'm
AA
so
batteries
impressed
in this.
I've got a lot of leaves here off season in my pool, so I pushed the button here and turn it on. And then we just put this down.
I bought this like 2.5 years ago.
This thing just starts forcing leaves up inside it. Look at this. Like, I have a lot of leaves because I didn't cover the pool here and it's winter. And I've been getting them out here and there with some small vacs, but nothing near the quantity of this. Oh my gosh. And the cool thing is I've got it on my pole here, so I've got the full length of the pool that I can reach with my pole, and it's just down there doing its thing, picking everything up. Holy cow. Look at all those leaves I got out in just, under a minute and a half filming. This thing is absolutely amazing. That is so cool. We're going to test out.
So this is an interesting little unit here. It's battery powered. They do make a rechargeable one, but for $95, get the one with batteries. It's cheaper. It's not one I use all the time because it only gets leaves. It's not, it's a spot kind of cleaning, thing. But, if you got a lot of leaves that fall in the pool and you just want to get it in there, it just uses force. It's got that little fan blade in there and just pushes it into that net, and then you just clean out the net. Like, it's a real simple thing, and it's like $100, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna call that done for this live stream. I appreciate those who follow. We got a couple followers today in the stream, a couple of spammers looks like as well. And so that means we've always had a good time there, right? So yeah, appreciate all those who hopped in, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Look at all the products down there. If you're looking for stuff to clean your pool, you got to grab your robot. It'll make your life easier. All right, see ya.